let's make this quick. I've got supplies to sort. All right, let's have it. Orin decided a cave-in wasn't worth dodging, and I ended up digging him out and putting him back together. Alice showed up with her calm wisdom, and we stuck together. Then Lara and her lot came along. Don't do anything that'll make my job harder.
See you. What's on your mind, Captain? Oh, if we have to. Ebbside, the rough part of town. My family shared a sleep crate with a few other people. It was cramped, but at least we had a roof over our heads. Not everybody in Neon can say the same. There's a lot of homelessness in Ebbside. That's the kind of stuff I was happy to leave behind. Enjoy your day.
The universe is vast, but somehow you always find your way back here. I'd enjoy that. Let's talk. I was a wanderer, I suppose, always searching for places where life still thrived, even in the harshest conditions. On one colony, I tend to crops in sterile hydroponic labs. On another, I'd find a single flower blooming in poisoned soil. Life's resilience has always fascinated me. It's beautiful, don't you think? How even in the worst circumstances, something can still grow. Until we meet again.
kill me. I never considered anything else. My parents were miners too. I've been learning the trade since I was old enough to dig. The longest I've spent above ground was the year and a half I served in the UC military during the Colony War. That was more than enough for me. I prefer to keep my boots full of dust and my pockets full of credits. Less trouble that way. What about it? I did. I know I don't seem like the military type. Like most people, I was less practical when I was young. I was a drill sergeant. You don't seem surprised. I have a firm hand and a knack for getting the best out of people. The UC saw that and put me in charge of training new recruits for combat. I was talked into it. Someone I loved felt called to serve, and he asked me to join him. Only one of us walked away from the war, though. I hope you meant that as a compliment. Regardless, I wasn't cut out for a long military career. I lost someone dear to me in the war. Whatever nobility I saw in fighting for the UC died with him. Make it quick. No, I don't. I only ask as many questions as I need to get my job done. I had no idea it was dangerous. I've seen skeletons the size of starships buried in sheetrock, and crystals that release a toxic gas potent enough to kill you through your suit. Once I was part of a job that unearthed an entirely new species of cave-dwelling insects. You never know what you'll find when you break ground. Rocks are good at keeping secrets. Come back soon.
Good day, Captain. Of course you may, Captain. I've been dabbling in astrology. Not the answer you'd expect from a student of physics, I assume. I'm treating it as a history lesson and as research for my book. Most of the ancient astronomers I've studied were astrologers, too. They read astrological charts to predict how the planet's movements might affect their lives. It's fascinating to read about, but I've had difficulty practicing it myself. Every astrological text I have references the solar system's stars as seen from Earth. I suppose no one told the ancient Babylonians their astrological methodologies would need to account for a spacefaring society. I'd be happy to tell you more about myself. I call myself an experimental theologian. I have a particular interest in the relationship between quantum physics, probability, and the divine. My beliefs have primarily been shaped by reading the works of ancient astronomers like Johannes Kepler, Isaac Newton, and Galileo Galilei. A bit of a mouthful, I know. That's why I think it's important to write it all down in a book. Unfortunately not. My mothers chose the last name when they married to honor their shared love of astronomy. I've always considered Johannes Kepler to be something like my guardian angel. I often turn to his writings when I need a new perspective on my own studies. It's an honor to carry his name through the starfield. I've always thought he'd be awed by how far humanity has come. Mainly through observation. My prized possession as a child was my telescope. I spent hours watching the stars. As I got older, I became fascinated with the mathematics behind what I was seeing and began to study the works of classical astronomers. My interest in a divine mathematician evolved from their theories about sacred geometry. I believe in something I call the divine mathematician. It's a theory borrowed from those ancient astronomers I mentioned. In essence, I believe that the laws of science govern our daily lives, but that those laws were planned and set in motion by a higher power. I had a feeling you might. I get the impression you've been touched by something otherworldly. I imagine that would shape anyone's perspective. I'll keep you in my thoughts.
Do I need to grab my medkit or are we just talking? Fine, you've got my attention. Orin decided a cave-in wasn't worth dodging, and I ended up digging him out and putting him back together. Alice showed up with her calm wisdom, and we stuck together. Then Lara and her lot came along, and it just made sense to stick together. Stay alive.
Yes? Talk to you later. I'm listening. We maintain a star station in orbit above us. It's where we do all our deep space scanning. Vladimir runs the station. Brilliant astronomer. Years of practical experience. Sure, go ahead. You mean apart from being the chair of Constellation for the past 5 years? Well, let's see. I pride myself with my aptitude for astrodynamics, calculating optimal trajectories for grav jumping. That's been quite useful in the past. And as far as planetary exploration, my area of expertise is botany. So don't worry, I won't let you eat anything that might put you in the hospital. My parents considered themselves to be enlightened, but their lives were so busy they rarely pursued their beliefs. By the time I was old enough to start questioning these things, the idea of following any organized religion was almost an afterthought. It's not that I don't want to believe in anything, it's that my scientific mind is often at odds with my spiritual center. Having been out there, in the starfield, seeing all those magnificent wonders with my own eyes, I need answers, not religious theory. I'm sorry. Bye-bye.
Hello, Captain. Yes, let's take a moment. I was a wanderer, I suppose, always searching for places where life still thrived, even in the harshest conditions. On one colony, I tend to crops in sterile hydroponic labs. On another, I'd find a single flower blooming in poisoned soil. Life's resilience has always fascinated me. May the universe be kind to you.
What's cooking, good looking? I'm ready. Oh, I did what any true adventure seeker would do. I snuck on board a trader ship just as they were leaving our colony, tucked myself away behind some bulky cargo. Before I knew it, bam! We were soaring through space. Yeah, after convincing them I could be useful, they showed me the ropes. Navigation, ship maintenance, handling a gun, you name it. Felt like I was really starting to get the hang of it too. That might have something to do with the little cooking incident. There I was, trying to spice up dinner with some random seasoning I found stashed in a cargo hold. Everyone starts bouncing off the walls, supercharged with energy, and next thing you know, Captain's prized possessions are flying out the airlock. Turns out the seasoning was something called Aurora? That apparently sealed my fate, and they dropped me off in New Atlantis. Well, my mom figured out I was missing pretty quick and hailed the ship. It took some quick thinking to convince her and the trader that I should stay on board. That might have something to do with the little cooking incident. There I was, trying to spice up dinner with some random seasoning I found stashed in a cargo hold. Everyone starts bouncing off the walls, supercharged with energy, and next thing you know, Captain's prized possessions are flying out the airlock. Turns out the seasoning was something called Aurora? That apparently sealed my fate, and they dropped me off in New Atlantis. Take good care of yourself.
Hi there, Captain. Sure, ask away. I was raised in Hope Town on Polvo. It's a corporate town run by Ron Hope, the CEO of Hope Tech Manufacturing. He likes to sell it as a utopia, a place where workers are provided everything they need for a happy life. But that's a lie. The conditions are awful for the average person in Hope Town. Almost everyone there lives hand to mouth. I grew up on the edge of poverty, like most working-class people in Hope Town. My parents' wages from Hope Tech barely kept food on the table. For a long time, I couldn't imagine my life any other way. Ron Hope does a good job making sure his workers feel like they're being cared for. It wasn't until I got old enough to start working in the factories myself that I started to understand how bad things really were. It's Ron Hope's fault. He controls everything that happens in Hope Town. Our entire economy is dependent on him. There's nothing stopping him from increasing wages and improving safety in his factories, but he won't do it. Keeping your workforce poor and plying them with cheap liquor at company stores is a good way to keep them around. Hope Tech is a starship manufacturer. They make cargo freighters and other industrial vehicles. Most of them are clunky eyesores, barely suited for grav jumping. But people keep buying them, so Hope Tech keeps making them. Let me know the next time you need my help.
Sooner we get to Montero Luna, the better. A farmer asked us for help. She says that someone's trying to take her land. We're gonna pay her a visit and find out exactly what's going on. We're going to a farm on Montera Luna. That's the moon that orbits the planet Montera in the Cheyenne system. See you.
Very neat and tidy. Reminds me of some of the greenhouses back on Jemison.
So, is this visit business, or are you here to sweep me off my feet? Well, aren't you sweet? Of course. Don't be a stranger.
I was hoping to establish a laboratory like this at the lodge, but I just haven't found the time. Whatever the staff here is experimenting with, I doubt they'll be willing to explain it to us.
Get whatever you need for the trip to Montera Luna. A farmer asked us for help. She says that someone's trying to take her land. We're gonna pay her a visit and find out exactly what's going on. I'll talk to you later.
I'll bet you're here for more small talk. Hey, kid. Do I look like a pack? Later. Well, if it isn't my favorite walking paycheck. Keep it quick. I'm not big on small talk. I took a bounty contract that went bad. A group of spacers hired me to white line this hotshot pilot who was damaging their ships. But they forgot to mention the guy was a fleeter. When his buddies heard I'd nixed one of their own, they came looking for revenge. They shot up my ship and towed me to the middle of nowhere, then emptied my cargo hold and left me to die. Assholes. No, I haven't. You don't end up with a long career as a hired gun by taking bad contracts. I don't plan on making it a habit. All right, see ya.
What can I help you grow today? Yes, let's take a moment. I found Orin after the Earth decided to swallow him whole. Julie worked her magic to save him while I encouraged him. We made a good little team, but it felt incomplete. Then Lara, Kai, and Finn crossed our paths like seedlings looking for fertile ground. We grew into something stronger together. Farewell, Captain.
Hey there. How could I say no to that face? Let's hear it. Ah, Neon. Home sweet chaos. Grew up there, if you can call it that. Flashing lights, dirty deals, and no one gives a damn if you're hungry so long as you can hustle. I was good at it too. Had to be. You either learn fast or you disappear faster. But hey, at least the view was nice, right? Nothing like a city where the stars are drowned out by neon signs and bad decisions. Come find me if you're ever bored. Or not.
Did you need something? I'm happy to help. I'll talk to you later.
Here to check in? Or did you forget how to stay healthy again? All patched up. You're tougher than you look.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. Give the stars my best, will you?
Hey, what's up?
That we're not supposed to be trespassing in this laboratory?
What's up? I'll be seeing you.
I'm glad to see you looking well.